Hey, what's happening, everybody? I want to talk today about the game Onimusha. I picked it up for Nintendo Switch, downloaded it, and it's $20, so it was well worth it to see how this really old game would look when it was remastered. And from some of the stuff, the images that I had seen, I thought, well, they did quite a bit of work on it to make this game look more modern, or at least cleaner. So I want to talk today specifically about this game in handheld mode. I play it only in handheld mode because it's more convenient for me. But the game looks good on the small screen. It looks fine. In fact, it's not going to blow your mind. It's not going to be so amazing like, wow, this is like a 17-year-old game. What is it, 17, 18-year-old game, something like that. You're not going to be blown away, by that, but it is going to look decent. It's going to be clean. It's going to be completely playable. Um, with that being said, and this, keep in mind, I am truly talking about this game in handheld, but I will say one thing about playing it on a TV, and that is don't. Just don't. It's not pretty. Anyway, back to the game itself. It's not. The control in this game is nice now. It's better now because you get to use the joystick. When I initially played this game, it was tank controls only with the D-pad, and that was it, man. That was all you had. So now you get to use the joystick, and this is still going to frustrate some people because the background is a pre-rendered background, and the camera controls itself. Pardon me. It constantly shifts and changes everywhere you go depending on where you're at. And when you're using the joystick, you do have a lot more freedom of movement, but every time the camera changes, so does the direction that you're moving the joystick in order for your character to continue going in whatever direction you wanted to go in. Make sense? Um, for me, that wasn't really an issue because, like I said, I played it initially the first time with tank controls, which are just, even way back then, were horrible. I did not care for them then, and especially not now. Um, so it's still playable though. It's still enjoyable is the word. Not just playable, but it's still enjoyable. You get used to the controls pretty fast. And the only one thing I'll say about this game is probably what everybody already knows. It's a short game. It's a real short. I was able to mess around. I have a 5-year-old son, so I kind of mess around with the kid and mess around with the game once in a while throughout the day. And I was still able to beat the game in like 4.5 hours. And I think probably 30 minutes of that was the game just sitting there without me even looking at it, doing other things. And of course, you have to be at home. So this is a great game if you're kind of tied up on time and you want to be able to see a story from beginning to end. You want to have a little bit of action in between. This is a great game for that. Um, the sound in this game and the music, I can only say this. I do not remember what the sound was like initially. It's been a long time, and I don't remember really the music either. I am told that the music in this particular version of the game is different, but it works for me. I think the music does just a great job of what it's supposed to be doing. Maybe that's because I don't remember the original music. Maybe it is better. I think that's going to be opinion anyway. This music works for me, and the sound effects seem to work. Maybe they are the original sound effects. Perhaps they've cleaned up the audio a little bit and it sounds a little nicer. I don't know. Um, the gameplay, though, the story, I'll talk about the story and say this very simply about the story, is that it remains the same as the original. I'm not going to spoil anything about the story, so it's a short game, so you get into the game and play it, and you'll know the story. What I'll say about the story is this: don't put too much weight on the story, because what the story really does in this particular kind of game is set up a reason for you to have the action that you're going to have in the game. This particular game, it sets up a reason for you to go and smash up some demons. That's what you have to do. Um, it works. Let's put it that way. It simply works. And there's one other thing, and I played this game, I should say, this time around. I played it in English with the English voiceovers. It is laughable. In some places, it is hilarious. Okay, But for some reason, it works for this particular game. Is the game worth buying for $20? Yes, absolutely. It's the greatest 4.5 hours you might have. You might beat it in 3.5 hours, but it'll be worth $20 plus tax. It'll be well worth it. There's no doubt about it. One question that some people and I have talked about: does this series need a new entry? Yes, I think it does. I think it would be great to have this game, not a remaster, not a remake, not a reimagining, but just another game in the series, with modern, up to modern standards, I should say, for gaming. That would be cool. That would be awesome. I guess that's about it, you guys. If you want to try this game out on the Switch, it's great because you get to take it with you wherever you're at, whatever you're doing. I don't take my Switch with me a lot of places that I go and things that I do, but like I said, I have a 5-year-old, I have a family at home, so when I am there at home, I can use the Switch, and it's great. When I'm here, I can plug in anything, anywhere, and play whatever I want. But when I go home, like I said, I think I've said it before here, my PS4 at home has pretty much become a media box. So it's nice for me to go ahead and sit at my desk at the house and game on the Switch. It's cool, it's great. So anyway, the game's worth it. $20. Drop it, play it, enjoy it. But remember what I'm saying. Don't play it on the big screen. See you guys in the next one.